Hey guys, it's Mermaid Phantom from themagiccrafter.com. I'm getting super wet. I'm sitting on wet ground. There is a bag on top of my camera. We're under a tree and it's raining. But we're going to talk about how to create a unique Mersona, so stay tuned after I cough my brains out. So in the mermaid community, it is hard to stand out and be unique. There are a lot of tail companies that just mass produce the same generic designs, and a lot of people will buy that up. Also, many people have the same colors of hair, so unless you're gonna go out there and change your hair color or wear a wig, it's really hard to kind of just stand out in a crowd, especially when you combine having generic hair and having a generic tail. Luckily, I have some tips for you here to create a unique mermaid look that is one of a kind and really stands out in the mermaid community. So here are my tips for you. I'm gonna make it fast because I am freezing cold and I'm getting poured on and I really need to walk home. I'm in the middle of the woods. Thanks, Michigan, thank you. My first tip for you is to draw inspiration from your own personal interests rather than drawing inspiration from other merfolk. Obviously, if we are mermaids who own custom tails, that design we created means something to us. It is a personal representation of ourselves in some way or another, some sort of creative expression that comes from within, and it comes usually from something that we really enjoy and love and just care about. And if you're looking at somebody else's design all the time and other pictures of other mermaids, whether you're looking at their tail or like their look, hair, style, whatever, it's going to be really difficult for you to stray away from other people's ideas if that's all you're consuming is pictures of other people and videos of other people who are already mermaids. It's also tempting sometimes to try to be like somebody because they are popular or successful. So I suggest, if you want to be truly unique, to, instead of looking at other merfolk, look at things that inspire you for design inspiration, whether it's mermaid tail design inspiration, the overall look of your mermaid character, like hair, makeup, style, whatever. Write down a list of things that interest you and that you really are truly passionate about and care about. That can be video games, that can be characters, that can be movies, shows, rocks, star signs, trees, fish. Doesn't matter, things that you just really care about and that like are very special to you and have a special meaning to you. I suggest that you use those as inspiration. So write down a list of different things you like. For me it was Devil May Cry. That's what I ended up going with, was this sort of dark daughter of Sparta sort of look. Kids are watching me talk to myself. You do what's good for you and write down a list of your own ideas and sources of inspiration. Tip number 2, as people watch me talk to myself, which is really awkward, we're all in the rain getting soaked together, awkwardly staring at one another, is to take some of those ideas and try to create a Mersona design based off of those sources of inspiration. So play around, draw out a character, or if you have a friend that can help you draw out a character, if you're not a great artist, you could ask them to help you. But even if you aren't a great artist, you can still make a stick person that has a colorful tail and hair. Also, you can play around with your makeup if you want to try to figure out that. Play around with your style if you want to figure out that. I have tutorials on how to make your own custom like shell bras and everything. You can check those out down below. But just play around with different ideas based around your sources of inspiration. And don't stop at just one design, maybe just alter it a little bit, tweak a couple of things here and there to get exactly what you want. So you're just kind of narrowing it down. Like maybe you decide, you know what, I really like the blue color of this tail, but I don't like the purple hair. It's like keep tweaking things. You'll figure it out. For this, you can go with one source of inspiration, but if you want to be really truly unique, mix 2 different sources of inspiration together. That's kind of what I did for my design. I went with like Devil May Cry colored hair, Dante and Virgil. Obviously I have this jacket for a reason. I went with like gothic inspiration for like the style, even though Devil May Cry is considered a gothic game. I also draw inspiration from the lake a lot in the jewelry I make for my character. So I kind of mixed Devil May Cry in Lake Michigan, and that's how I kind of created Mermaid Phantom. So do what works for you and just have fun, experiment, and don't stop until you get it how you want it. If you need help with the tail design, once you have found one you really like, I will link below a couple of great tail designers that you can go to and hire them to bring your final piece to life. and they can also work with you once you find your sources of inspiration to create something that is truly unique. Now my third tip for you is regarding names. I have a whole video on mermaid names if you'd like to see it. I'll link that in the entire Mersona bootcamp videos down below. But when it comes to names, do a quick Google search and make sure that the name you would like to use is not already taken. Because if you want to be unique and you're trying to stand out in the community, it doesn't make sense to have a name that's already taken. And also, if you're doing this professionally, it doesn't make sense from a business standpoint, because say you want to copy my name, Mermaid Phantom, I'm already very well known. And if you try to make yourself known as that, chances are I'm going to show up in results and people are going to hire me when they search for Mermaid Phantom. So just something to consider. If you want to be truly unique, I suggest making sure that the name is not already taken. And the fourth and final tip I have for you is to get a custom tail created. You don't have to go with the silicone mermaid tail. I know those are out of a lot of people's price ranges, but luckily now there are many places that offer custom designs for both fabric and neoprene tails. Mertailor is one of those. I know they're a little more pricey. Fin Fun is another one. I have a custom Fin Fun, so does my sister. They are awesome looking and they're not that expensive. I think it's like 170 bucks, including the monofin. Like, it's not that bad. And the designs, if you do it right, can look amazing. And that's where hiring a person to design it for you comes in handy. Shop Vancouver Mermaid is another example. So is Moonsong Magic. There are a bunch of different creators that offer the ability for you to get a fabric or neoprene tail that doesn't break the bank, custom designed for you for a completely unique Mersona. So these were my 4 tips on how to create a Mersona that really stands out in the mermaid community. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you next week for another video. Check down below for many other tips and tutorials for how to become a mermaid, whether professional or recreational. Bye!